You've got a cup of silver. I got another one.
Yeah, you said you were getting tea, so I thought I would too. What are we doing today?
Today we're going to talk about TikTok.
Yeah? And how do you feel about TikTok?
Well, I have seen a few little TikTok videos, but I personally think it's not for me.
Yeah? Okay. Well, we're not going to create you a TikTok today, if that's what you were expecting.
Good.
But maybe after this you will want to create your own TikTok.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you know about TikTok? What do you think TikTok is?
Oh, well, I think from what I've seen is TikTok's little tiny videos people can upload promoting maybe themselves. Even though I don't have TikTok, I've seen people have sent me like a little recording. I can actually have a look at it without having TikTok. Yeah.
So I think that's a fairly decent explanation of what TikTok is. So I think from your perspective, you can think of it like Instagram Reels. So you know Instagram Reels?
Yeah.
So Instagram Reels was based on TikTok originally.
Oh, were they? That's where
it came from.
Reels came from.
Yeah. So Reels was inspired by TikTok, and then Stories was inspired by Snapchat.
All right, Snapchat, which used to have that years ago, yes.
Yeah, which the kids still have. So the kids love Snapchat now. Yeah.
Really?
Yep, they prefer Snapchat to Instagram.
Oh, really?
So I know that we're talking about TikTok, but I don't have TikTok anymore. And I probably will sound very old as we talk about this.
Can I ask why you deleted TikTok?
Because I spent too much time on it, which we'll dive into in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your first question about TikTok?
Well, probably first question is where did TikTok come from?
So TikTok is a Chinese company, and it started back in 2016, and it was called Musical.ly. So originally on Musical.ly, you would record yourself lip syncing to different music videos.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And then in 2018, it became TikTok, and it was immediately popular. So it was used mostly by kids to create or participate in dance challenges. And I think that's when you hear TikTok, that's what you generally think of, is it's all about dancing. And that's how it started. But then obviously we had COVID, and that completely changed it. Now there's people of all ages that are TikTok famous because of COVID.
So they'll record a little video to someone else's music. Like they might do a little dance routine to someone else's music.
Yep. So for like about a week, everyone will be obsessed with one song, and someone will create a dance or a sound that goes along with that song, and then everyone will copy it.
Yeah.
And then they'll move on to the next thing.
So that was going to be my next question. Why is it so popular? Is it because, say, people will upload, say, for a week a certain song? So that's what's so popular?
It's the algorithm. So do you know about algorithms? Do you know what an algorithm is? We covered it in our AI episode, if you can remember back to that one.
Yeah. So about like information uploaded into certain whether it was AI or whatever. So
we're talking bigger than just that. So remember that the algorithm is what it's built on. So the systems and the processes that underpin TikTok. So what TikTok is really good at is figuring out what you like and then giving you all of that content. So one of the reasons I became obsessed with TikTok is because very quickly it understood what I liked. I don't know if people have asked you this, but someone might ask, what side of TikTok are you on? And it's
what side?
Yeah, what side of TikTok are you on? So there's things like BookTok, which is all about books. There's Design Talk, so that's all about design. Crime Talk, So crime, like true crime podcasts, things like that, dog talk. So you just see a lot of dogs. So the algorithm, which no one really understands how it works, is so good at figuring out who you are and what you like that everything you see is something that you love.
So what was your side of TikTok when you did have TikTok?
I was on a lot of sides of TikTok because I looked at a lot of different things. So I had a bit of book talk. I had some design talk. I had freelance talk, comedy talk. So a lot of different things. And the more you interact with the app and what's called the For You page, the better it gets. So what it does is it notices how long you're spending watching a video. So if you watch the whole video, which could be 30 seconds, or I think they go up to a minute now, if you engage in the whole thing, then obviously you like it. If you watch it multiple times, you like it. If you like it or if you comment on it, you obviously like it. And so then it gets so good at understanding what you like that it will just keep recommending you things that are similar.
So, for example, if I was to go on TikTok, like a lot of the little TikTok videos I watch are, say, comedians that I like or follow, and they might have a little TikTok there. So if I like their TikTok, if I set up on TikTok, it would assume I like, say, comedians.
Not from the beginning. So I think you can say when you log in who you are interested in following, but at the beginning there is a lot of dancing. So I think that's why people decide they don't like it, because as the default when you log in is to see all of the dancing TikTok, because that's what TikTok is known for.
Is more,
but all of these sub communities have been built on TikTok, and so now it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to find a community on TikTok,
right?
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So even I've got a friend whose children, he's nearly 60, his children set him up on TikTok. And a comment he just made recently to me was he only watches little videos every couple of days of people he likes, but he's saying these little videos are coming up on my TikTok, say it might be to do with dogs. So he might have been looking on Instagram. So is TikTok able to see what he's seeing on Instagram? And if he's liking a lot of dog Instagram posts, say stories, does TikTok know that he's been looking at that? So that's why TikTok's giving you more dogs videos?
That's a hard question to answer. It's unclear what data TikTok are using on your phone. So I haven't read the terms and conditions, but I'm sure that it is outlined in there. However, it's either, I would say the innocent answer, and what I would like to be true, is that he has engaged with the dog content on TikTok, which is why he's now on dog talk. So because he's engaged with that content on TikTok, it knows that he likes that, and so it just gives him more.
All right, because he's watched a lot of dog little stories, so it's giving him. So it's not necessarily Big Brother is watching him on Instagram because he's on, say, his phone.
Let's come back to that conversation when we talk about safety.
Okay.
Something that you might be surprised by, in 2022, TikTok passed 1 billion active monthly users.
Oh my God.
Which is 18%.
1 billion.
18% of the population are on TikTok.
That's so many. Oh, wow. So that's much higher than Instagram.
I'll send you this video and I'll include it in the description as well. It shows the rate of growth. So it compares TikTok to a lot of other social media sites, and you see across the years how TikTok has just grown. And then for TikTok in particular, the pandemic that saw a huge explosion in users because everyone was stuck inside and they didn't have anything to do. They were bored. They're like, oh yeah, sure, let's get TikTok.
Let's do TikTok.
Yeah. And because of that, there's now so many people that are making a living off TikTok because they had one video go viral.
Yeah.
And now that's part of their job.
Wow. So sort of by accident, they've become big in some ways.
Yeah. And so, you know one of them, Jimmy Reeves.
Yes.
Yeah. So he got famous on TikTok. So
all right, that's how he started, by doing those little.
So he was going on tour for Giggle and Hoot, and then obviously he couldn't leave the house, and so he just started posting funny videos, and they went viral, and now that's his job.
Yeah. Well, he's someone I quite enjoy following on Instagram because he is funny.
Yeah. So the reason that you're following him on Instagram is because of TikTok.
Yeah. And as I said to you, the only time I sort of will see TikTok is if someone sent me a link. I don't know whether you remember, my two nieces did one with their mum and dad, a TikTok story where they were going like this in time to music, and the parents were quite amusing compared to the two girls because they were a bit out of sync, and that was on TikTok. That was quite funny. I watched that numerous times because it entertained me.
Yeah, and that's why people love TikTok, because it is really entertaining. And that was one of the trends that everyone jumped on during the pandemic, is teaching your parents how to do these dances.
So they're always been short little videos, nothing long.
So what happens is when you log on, you go straight to what's called your For You page. And so when you first start out, that's all the dancing videos. But as the algorithm gets to learn what you like, it will then be personalized to you. So there's just endless scrolling opportunity. You can't really reach the end of TikTok.
Just say I have TikTok signed up. If you had a little video, would you be able to see who looks at your videos?
Yes. So it's the same. It works the same way that Instagram does.
All right. But so if I'm not friendly with someone, I understand if on Instagram, which I know this is a different subject, if I look at someone's story, they know that I've looked at it. But if they don't have set privacies, I can look at some Instagrams without being their friends. If they're sort of a public.
It's the same with TikTok. So you can have a private account if you want to. And there's two types of people who use TikTok. There's the people who post and engage, and then there's the people who just watch. So you can go on TikTok.
So stalkers, sort of.
Kind of, yeah. So that's what I was when I used TikTok. I never posted anything because I didn't really know what I would post if I posted.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd be.
Yeah. And so I've read some TikTok influencers talking about that, and some people are very opposed to those people. They don't like them. But then others are like, well, without those people, would be as successful as we are. And I think part of what makes TikTok different to other social media platforms is that anyone can have a video go viral. There are some questionable things in terms of who the algorithm promotes. And so there have been some allegations that Black creators, for example, are being silenced on TikTok. But theoretically, anyone could go viral on TikTok because you just put your video up, and then if people see it, they will like it, and then they'll start sharing it. They might do a duet, so that's where you record yourself beside the other video, and then you can add on to it.
Yeah. So this is another question about TikTok. Even though you're saying it's up to 3 minutes, little video, how long does it stay on your TikTok?
So it'll keep replaying the video until you scroll up.
So can you go back and so you have friends on TikTok? Like if you're on TikTok, I'm on TikTok, I follow you.
Yeah, you can follow friends.
Will I be able to bring that up, that little video up for a long, long time or not?
It works the same way that Instagram posts do and Reels. So remember, Instagram stories is like Snapchat, so that's where it disappears. Yeah. Whereas Instagram Reels is like TikTok.
All right, so the Reels.
Yeah, so it'll stay there until someone either deletes it or TikTok may delete it if it violates the terms. Yeah. So a lot of misinformation gets deleted, which is really good, because one of the problems with TikTok is because of how the algorithm works, you do create your own little bubble. And so if you're just surrounded by misinformation all the time, and I can't remember the stats, I'll put them on the screen, but a lot of young people, so Gen Z and younger, get all of their news through TikTok, and they do all of their searching through TikTok. Yeah.
Really? Even though it might not be true.
Yeah. So it's a huge problem, making sure that any misinformation is removed as quickly as possible. And so that it doesn't spread further.
And who are those people monitoring that?
So that's TikTok that are monitoring it. But then similar to Instagram and Facebook, if you notice something that isn't appropriate, you can report it as well.
Report it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting that it's, as you say, it's grown so much since 2022, wasn't it?
So 2022, 1 billion users, active monthly users.
Yeah. So 18% of the population
are using TikTok monthly.
Which that surprises me because that's including people my age.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people your age that are TikTok famous.
See, I sort of see TikTok as promoting yourself. Like, as you said, with Jimmy Reeves, I can see that as a positive. And that's a positive out of COVID for him.
I think there are some people that just want to be famous and that's why they get TikTok. But it takes a lot to be TikTok famous. So it might not take much to get a viral video. But if you want to sustain it and if you want to make it a legitimate revenue stream for yourself, it takes a lot of work to maintain that. So if you look at some of the Gen Z kids, I shouldn't call them kids because they are technically adults, but they spend the equivalent of a full-time job just filming TikToks.
Oh, wow.
That's
just filming.
Yeah, so all day they film TikToks. Because that's their job. Part of the thing that I really like about TikTok, and yes, there's a lot to not like about it. There's a lot of problems, but the thing I really like is how creative people are. So some of the things on TikTok, it would have taken them hours to set the camera up just right, to do all of the editing just right, to make it look the way that it does. It's not an easy thing. And I think that's what people tend to misunderstand. It's not something that you just record a funny video of yourself, click upload, and then that's it. It actually takes a lot of work to get it right.
Yeah, so filming, editing, making sure, well, because it's only such a short video too, so you've got to get something that's going to capture your audience straight away.
Yeah.
Because you want them to watch that whole 3 minutes.
Yeah, and then you also can't post the same content twice because you have the same followers and some followers are very loyal, so they'll know. And so it's this constant reinventing yourself and constantly needing to update what you're doing. And
so would some of these influencers on TikTok, it continue on like a story sort of continue on?
Yeah, so there's a lot of series that you can watch. So like Jimmy Reeves had his series, you know, the... This Week in Australia.
Yeah, and he was like different characters.
Yeah. So that's how that started. So that was, so it would say... part 1, part 2, part 3. Yeah. So there's a lot of those, and those are really clever because if you see part 33, you obviously want to go back and watch all the other parts.
And watch the others. Yeah. I think that's what I did with him at one stage. I saw something on his Instagram page, and so then I had to go back and watch the others because it was entertaining.
What's your next question?
Like with TikTok, how can you make it safe?
It's similar to other social media sites from a user perspective. So things like having a private account, flagging any inappropriate accounts. So remember how there's all different types of talk that you can end up on? Yeah. So there are some really damaging and bad parts of TikTok, which if you're in a space where you are susceptible to that kind of content, you're not going to know that that's what's happened. So it's really important to stay aware and understand what you are watching. So I think the other side of the safety is the regulatory perspective. So you might have heard that the Australian government has banned TikTok from all
I was just going to say.
Phones.
Yeah.
So do you know why?
And other countries as well. China too, isn't it? Yeah.
So because it's a Chinese company, there's a lot of concerns that the Chinese government can access individual data.
So maybe used in a safe way, it is okay. But there's always going to be people in whatever form of social media you use is going to be used in a wrong way.
Yeah, and I think that's like everything we've spoken about so far.
Yeah.
On No Silly Questions, it has a lot of positives and there are a lot of benefits. However, there is also a dark side that we need to be aware of.
Yeah. And as you say, being aware of it.
Yeah, and I think education is really important in the tech space because it's here, it's around us. If we can at least educate ourselves and understand how it works and the impact it can have on us, then that makes us better prepared to actually deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, as I've spoken to you before, and this is one reason we started doing this, I have sort of felt, no, I don't really want to know about that, but at least if I have an overview of what it is and the good and bad parts of it, and I can decide whether, yes, I'd like to take up this. Yeah.
So, describe TikTok in one sentence.
Well, just been writing little notes. TikTok, a social media to create and share small videos with music, comedy, or can be educational.
Pretty good. So do you think your opinion on TikTok's changed?
Slightly. I'm just blown away with you giving me those stats of 2022, 1 billion people using it in that small amount of time. To me, that's amazing. But I don't want to sign up for TikTok.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to like every social media.
But it gives me a bit more of an understanding of it.
And there are a lot of concerns and regulation is needed. Yeah. But I think that it has some good things as well that tend to get missed.
Okay.
What are we doing next time?
Next time? I'm not sure what
we don't actually know yet. What do you want to do next time?